It is truly wonderful to be able to spend your whole life with the person you love. God created man and woman to create all things through harmony between yin and yang. The severance of humanity would not be God's will. If so, becoming a couple is a truly sacred act of participating in the creation of the universe. Almost all marital relationships are founded on love. Among the countless men and women in this world, finding the one person who completes you can feel like a miracle. In some cases, they even risk their lives for this connection. It is too mysterious to be considered a mere coincidence. But why do we risk our lives in search of a mate? The great secret of the universe is hidden there. It is the instinct of existence to return to love, the essence of the universe. A marital relationship is a rite of passage to explore true love. All beings in this world have the instinct to become one with the whole. The same goes for us as people. However, there is an I-ego that was created as we grew up. So we are not aware of our original state of life-love. Because the I-ego tries to maintain its existence through desire and obsession, it is bound to be followed by a lot of pain. The reason we crave love so much is that we want to escape the pain of the I-ego and return to love. This is because we can finally experience happiness and peace when we are in love. Becoming a couple is ultimately a rite of passage to explore true love. However, many couples appear to grow bored and cease exploring each other after a few years of marriage. Boredom occurs when a relationship turns into one where each person possesses the other. At that time, each other person merely becomes a source of reliance. When this occurs, the essence of the relationship diminishes, and the other person is reduced to an object. The dynamic loses its tension and energy, making genuine exploration unattainable within an ownership-based relationship. In fact, for men and women, each other is an unknown world. Becoming a couple is an encounter between two unfamiliar worlds. However, couples often cease to explore further after a few years, behaving as if they already know each other well. They simply live habitually with the existing image of their partner. This tendency can lead life to become monotonous. To explore the unknown world, you must possess challenge, courage, and passion. When encountering something new, you may need to fight, observe with curiosity, or greet it with joy. To achieve this, you must always be attentive to others. Your spouse is always evolving. They are not the same as they were yesterday. People are constantly changing, just like everything else in the world. However, you continue to view them with the same perspective. You see your spouse through the lens of the past. This is due to our habitual way of living, as we have stopped exploring. Your spouse grew up in a different environment, has different experiences, and belongs to a different gender than you. Consequently, each individual's ego is unique. The ongoing conflicts between couples often stem from these differing egos. People who grew up in affluent households and those who grew up in impoverished households react differently to the same situation. When individuals from wealthy families desire luxurious food, and those from less privileged backgrounds prefer simple meals, it is inappropriate for them to argue over their preferences. Between a couple, everything should be an object of exploration, not simply an object of contention. Of course, there are times when we argue, but the disagreement should be a means of exploring. This way, we must continuously strive to understand each other's perspectives. Ah, he has this side. Ah, she has that side. However, most couples just fight endlessly with each other. The goal is simply to satisfy the ego. The focus is on winning to feel satisfied. Then, from one day on, they manage to get by without even having such quarrels. If they don't cause any particular harm to each other, they simply live indifferently. There is no tension or vitality present. They only exist as conveniences and tools for each other's lives. That's not a real relationship. Love that tries to possess the other person is not love. Love that seeks to possess the other person is not love, it's an obsession. Your ego only knows obsession, which creates pain. If your spouse wants to continue a career as an actress, support her very much. If your spouse enjoys their own life and finds happiness, they will become less dependent on you. Consequently, you will also experience a newfound sense of freedom. This is because women's liberation equates to men's liberation. Avoid becoming fixated on your partner, as obsession only leads to mutual suffering. True love is about transcending each other's egos and embracing the love life within the other person. It is about freeing each other so that each individual's uniqueness can thrive completely. Such a couple is two yet one, like two candles that burn separately, but radiate as one when together. That is love. Your spouse is an independent entity and life. All life desires freedom and hates restraint. Obsession binds the other person. If this occurs, your spouse will suffer because of you. As the pain accumulates, your spouse rebels and resists you. It is a desperate plea for your spouse to reclaim their freedom. Therefore, if your spouse shows rebellion and resistance towards you, it is evidence that she needs your love. At such times, reflect on the obsession of the ego in your mind, and show love to your partner. A complete understanding of your spouse is a complete understanding of yourself. A true marital relationship must be dynamic. When conflicts arise, they should be addressed openly. In the journey of exploring each other, if there is something that seems incomprehensible, it should be resolved through mutual exploration. Our ego contains all kinds of emotions and personalities: foolishness, wisdom, violence, stupidity, meanness, pettiness, fear, cowardice, passion, creativity, generosity, all of these elements become objects of investigation. Constantly explore your spouse. They are a world. If you fully explore and understand your spouse, then you will know what true love is. Then you will learn the secret of why the universe constantly urges men and women to find their partners. A complete understanding of your spouse also means a complete understanding of yourself. It is not separate. One thing to note here is that you should never criticize or judge new elements discovered in others or yourself from the perspective of good or evil. The energy called I ego originally stems from the energy of life love. It was something that did not exist initially, but developed through life experiences as one matures. Essentially, it is a transformation of life energy. Therefore, if you understand it through exploration, it will become a beautiful material that decorates the blue sky like the clouds in the sky. The elements of your spouse that are different from yours will bring tension and vitality to your life. If everyone in the world had the same talents, personalities, and emotions, how monotonous our lives would be. Therefore, do not overlook any emotions or thoughts you encounter while exploring yourself and your spouse. Just keep going with the flow. Continue to explore the I ego within your spouse. Never reject the other person's I ego or get stuck in the temporary appearance of their I ego. That is not the true appearance of your spouse. It is merely your spouse's momentary thoughts or feelings. Then one day you will find love in your spouse. You will discover the love within you. That is life love, our eternal essence. Now that you have become life itself, you will live a life of love, freedom, and harmony. It will move away from individual love and become love for all people.